What's up, YouTube? It is Rich and Sash, and today we have something nice planned.
That's right, YouTube. We're going to ask Richard some questions about stuttering. He's always getting questions from people about what it's like to be a stutterer, so I came up with a few of the most popular ones. So my first question for you, Richard, is when did you realize you had a speech impediment?
I kind of like, I just like stutter. I just kind of like stutter for like all my life. It's just been there. It was not like a certain point where I was like, I can't talk well. It's just like, I always I always had a speech problem ever since I could talk.
Oh, okay. So as far back as you can remember, you had a speech problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So do you know if it runs in your family?
My second youngest sister, she had a lips, not speech like me, like how I stutter all the time, but like hers is, it's like a slight little lips, but she does not stutter though.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So something kind of related, but not really. All right. So what was it like growing up with a stutter?
I mean, folks in like middle school and high school are me. I heard like all the little jokes like the G unit joke where they go G unit, that joke, and you joke where they go like it's to do it. And I got called mentally impaired. Well, you know the real word back in the day. You know the word that folks would say. Instead of saying
We know the word.
instead of saying mentally impaired, the real
we know
word.
the word. We know.
And I heard that a lot, but when I got to college, folks were a lot more mature then, so like the jokes weren't there. But there were still a few of them, but a lot
Most
less.
people had come to their senses by then.
Yeah, a lot less.
Okay. So basically, if you're a kid out there who stutters, hang in there because it's not always going to be as challenging as it can be in middle and high school. All right. So did you ever seek treatment? And another question to follow up with that, did it help if you did seek treatment?
Inside middle school, yeah, I had a speech teacher then. Certain little things she taught me, like to like tap your hand and stuff, so you can like keep the flow there, right?
Okay.
And inside high school, I had one too, but like that one, it didn't stand out as much. Yeah, and I saw this one when I was an adult later on. Her advice was actually pretty helpful because she said that like sometimes when I talk, certain words when I speak, my face is like extremely tense sometimes when I try to say certain words. And she told me that like she told me that like I need to learn to like relax my face sometimes when I try to say certain words, and that one was like very helpful.
Okay.
I would say.
Okay. All right. That's cool. All right. So what were your biggest challenges being a person who stuttered?
Well, biggest challenge. Well, I had been denied jobs, but like for example, example, when I was like trying to work at Subway, the dude said no because like I might be too slow, at that point in time trying to speak to people. He I should have, and back then, he should have got sued in hindsight for that. But
Wow.
for that this for that discrimination on me, but I let that slide. And besides that, I didn't let it hold me back, but like there are certain jobs that it's just certain jobs that it's just certain jobs that I just should not do. Like a public speaker or something like that. But
Well, hold on now. You're gonna be public speaking on this platform, so you don't want to hold yourself back in any way. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, but like I don't like I don't. I try not to let it affect me as much as I can, but I try to not put myself in situ, and I try to put myself in like situ. It's situations that like just don't make sense.
Oh, okay. That makes sense to me. Yeah. All right. So, what would you say is your greatest accomplishment because you stutter? Is there anything good that's come from stuttering?
Well,
There's always something positive. Something.
Well, sometimes it has made me not say things that were mean or hurtful.
Okay, so it's giving you like time to think about things.
Not just that, just like it's not worth the amount of time it would take for me to like talk sometimes. So it's not worth it. It's not because I thought about it, it's because like it's just not worth the
effort.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not worth the effort me trying to speak.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's actually kind of cool. It would be like a nice barometer to just measure what you're saying to others. All right. So, do you like it? This is the question of the century. Do you like it when other people finish your sentences or try to help you out?
If they're right, I don't mind. But then like some people will like say things. Some people say things that like don't make any sense. I'm just like, no. I was like, why would I like use that word? You know how like you use like the swipe thing in your phone. You try to like swipe something and it says a word. You just like no. That's how it is sometimes. Like folks just say words. I'm just like no. That's not what I'm trying to say at all. But if folks are right, then I don't mind. Like if people say, oh man, this and this, and they're right about it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine.
Can I give an example? Like, for example, if you go up to a person at a restaurant, I've seen this happen multiple times, where like you're thinking about, asking them where's the restroom, and you go up to them and you're like trying to get the word restroom out, and they're like, the manager, the exit, and you're like, no, and then you have to start all the way over and say restroom.
Yeah. It just see here's the if you're right, then it's cool. But like you're like say something you're wrong all the time, kind of like just like stop, man. Especially you just say something it just don't make sense.
Yeah. The restaurant one makes sense, but there are other scenarios where it doesn't make sense at all. All right, Richard. Okay. My last question for you. What advice would you give to the loved ones of those who stutter?
I think this is probably the most important thing of the interview.
Okay.
So So you guys will see this video, and you guys go, "Oh man, I only learned one thing." Well, I want you to learn this one little thing. Stop trying to give advice. They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it, guys.
Nobody wants to hear your man. Some people like, man, with the church, or man, you know, I just had sex and blah blah blah. And you're just like, man, like, okay, like it's so many things that people have told me. I'm just like, I don't want to hear it, man.
Wow.
I know I stutter, and like folks act like they're like, what bit advice is gonna be like, whoa, this is gonna like
this is gonna change your life.
Like
you'll never stutter after this.
Like this advice is gonna like save your soul. I was like, man, like here's the thing. I know the words that I would like to say. It's nothing to do with my brain. Like, well, it makes sense in my brain, but like not in terms of words that I can't think. It's just like it's hard for me to speak. You know, I just have a big. I don't know like the exact reason why I stutter, but I'm just not good at trying to speak. And sometimes it's days are like good, some days aren't good. You know, and certain words just very hard for me to say.
Yeah, well, that's real, man. I'm glad to hear that. You know. You're giving good advice out there. Thank you for the interview. There's one more thing I want to top it off with, you know. So stuttering is a speech impairment where the fluency of speech is affected. And it occurs in early childhood most of the time, in about 5% of kids. But it does persist in 1% of adults. So we're hoping that, you know, through our little interaction and asking Richard any questions, and feel free to drop some comments and questions that you'd want to ask Richard, and we can do a part 2. We're hoping that you guys can get some perspective and some, like, you know, guidance on how to talk to a person who stutters. So. And
don't write no advice.
No.
Don't write no day like, oh, here's what my daddy said. I don't want to hear that. Don't write that.
Hey, the Jamaican advice for stuttering is like, drink out of this conch shell. If you drink water out of this conch shell, it'll solve your stuttering. And I've heard so many stories about, my cousin used to stutter, you know, and he did this and then he never stuttered anymore. I'm like, well, I'm not sure, but listen, no advices, you know, we tried it all, and it's kind of a thing that I feel like it's a part of your personality. People like you, and you know, yeah, man, that's all. It is what it is.
All right, fam. So make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. All right, YouTube. Peace. That's fine. That's fine. You want to stay.